Hello and welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Hope you're well. I've got something really exciting for you today. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make lacto-fermented spring greens. Spring greens are similar to collard greens or kale, as they both belong to the brassica family, just as cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, mustard greens, and turnips. Spring greens are the young, tender cabbage plants. They do not have the hard core which is found in the middle of fully grown cabbages. If you'd like to learn more about how to make lacto-fermented spring greens, please keep watching. For this recipe, I'll be using 2 heads of spring greens, a tablespoon of sea salt, a tablespoon of smoked paprika powder, a medium-sized red onion, and a bunch of coriander or cilantro. I'm adding the cilantro because of that citrusy and earthy flavor. I'll also be using a glass weight to keep the spring greens submerged in brine, and of course a glass jar. Here's an overview of everything I'll be using in this video. I'll begin working on the spring greens by separating each leaf from the stalk, then tearing the leaves apart to take out the thick stalk, as I will not be adding that in the fermentation process. The reason why I'll not be adding the stalk to the fermentation is because they are very tough and will not ferment at the same rate as the leaves. Now that I'm done destalking the spring greens, this is what the leaves look like. Next, I'll throw all the leaves in the sink for a good rinse, taking extra care to thoroughly clean each leaf. Now that I'm done rinsing the leaves, I've placed them in a strainer to get rid of excess water. Now that the water has drained from the spring greens, I'll begin slicing the leaves. Now that I'm done slicing the spring greens, this is what they look like. Next, I'll prepare the onions by slicing it lengthwise. You could also dice it if you prefer diced onions. Now here's what our diced onion looks like. Here I've got my coriander or cilantro, which I'll chop. Now that I'm done chopping the coriander, here's a closer look. I have transferred them to a basin as I will be fermenting the spring greens using the dry salting method, which requires me to add salt to the leaves, massage that into the leaves, which breaks down the membrane and causing the salt to draw out excess moisture from the spring greens, which eventually causes the cells of the leaves to shrink and break down, which leads to a tenderizing effect. So the salt serves two purposes. One is as a tenderizer and a means of preservation, as the salt creates an inhospitable environment for bad bacteria while it promotes the growth of good bacteria, also known as lactobacillus. That means for this recipe, I would not be adding any water to the spring greens, and the spring greens will be fermented in its own juice. I'll massage the spring greens until they produce enough brine that's going to be sufficient for the leaves to be submerged in the brine throughout the fermentation process. And it's also a great mindfulness exercise. After a long while and a lot of hard work, the spring greens seem to have produced a good amount of brine, so I'll stop here. Next, I'll transfer the spring greens to a smaller bowl along with the brine. Now it's time to put everything together. Here's my spring greens all ready with the brine, chopped coriander, paprika powder, and diced onions. I did not add any coriander to the spring greens as they are quite light, and massaging them along with the spring greens will break them down significantly, which I do not want. I'll add the coriander to the spring greens, add the onion, and begin to combine. Then I'll add the smoked paprika powder. I just love the smell of smoked paprika. Next, it's time to transfer everything into the jar. I should have attached a funnel to the mouth of the jar, but it's already late now. Now that everything has been transferred to the jar, I'll ball up my fist and push the spring greens down to get rid of air pockets and to keep the jar compact. I'll wipe the mess around the mouth of the jar to keep it clean. Next, I'll put the glass weights to keep the spring greens submerged in the brine and add another one as an extra just in case. Then I'll seal the jar. Just look at that vibrancy. I really cannot wait for it to be ready. I'll keep it on the kitchen counter to ferment for 3 weeks because I like my fermented foods to be extra tangy, and the longer it ferments, the more benefit it has to the gut health. It's 3 weeks later, and the dark green leaves on day 1 are now dull, but the bright red color of the paprika powder has now turned slightly dark, and you can also notice that there's a clear separation between the brine and the spring greens. Here's an overhead view. We have a few leaves floating at the top, which is normal in fermentation. The important thing is that almost 99.9% of the vegetables are submerged in the brine. Now let's open up the jar. I'll use a tongue to take out the fermentation waste. Now look at all those bubbles. Oops, I've made a mess. At this point, the air smelled wonderful with a mix of tanginess and smokiness in the air from the fermented spring greens, onions, and smoked paprika powder. I'm really happy about this, and I haven't even tasted it yet. Here's a closer look. I really wish you could smell this. Smells so delicious. And here is an overhead view. Now it's time for a taste test. Wow. This is so good. This is just so perfect. You can taste the slight tanginess and saltiness, and the smoked paprika powder took the flavors to a whole new level. It pairs really well with the onions, the spring greens, and coriander. Just a perfect blend. I would highly recommend everyone to try this recipe. It's just so good. So good. While lacto-fermented spring greens can be eaten on its own, it's also great with other meals. In this clip, I'm having a bowl of rice and beans with a side of lettuce and lacto-fermented spring greens topped with sesame seeds. In this second clip, I've added my lacto-fermented spring greens to an avocado toast topped with smoked tofu. In this clip, I'm having chickpea curry with potatoes, broccoli, and carrots. I'm just going to add the lacto-fermented spring greens, to the side. It was absolutely delicious. Something worth mentioning is that when adding lacto-fermented spring greens or any other fermented foods to your meals, please ensure your meal is not piping hot, as fermented foods contain live beneficial bacteria which aids our gut health. So when adding to piping hot meals, it does reduce the benefit you would normally get from it. Another thing worth mentioning is that your lacto-fermented spring greens needs to be refrigerated once open and could last in the refrigerator for more than 6 months. My favorite thing about lacto-fermented spring greens is that the brine can also be used as a salad dressing just as it is, or to enhance flavor in soups. So I guess we've come to the end of this video on how to make lacto-fermented spring greens. If you've enjoyed watching, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and please don't forget to click the notification bell icon so that you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. Full instructions and ingredients can be found in the description box below. Please check it out. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below and I'll be happy to answer them. As always, thank you for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye.